Welcome to the second episode of Literary Mojo, a platform to prepare for the next UGC NTA NET exam in English literature. Let's move on. Moby Dick. Moby Dick or the Whale, published in 1851, novel by Herman Melville, first published in Britain as The Whale. Its 135 characters exhibit an extraordinary variety of styles, from sailors' slang to biblical prophecy and Shakespearean rant. Inspired by his friend Nathaniel Hawthorne to say no in thunder to Christianity, Melville fused his narrator Ismail's search for knowledge with the tragic coast narrative of Captain Ahab seeking revenge on the white whale that has bitten off his leg. The whaler Picard is a male microcosm of a crew drawn from many nations. Melville interrupts the narrative with factual data, tales, soliloquies, and meditations on the whale. After a fierce 3-day chase, Moby Dick destroys the Pequod. Ismail survives the vortex buoyed upon the harpooner Cucock's coffin. The novel is written in a dense and elusive style packed with biblical and other symbolism. Modern Love, a poem by George Meredith, published in 1862. An intense, innovative work of 50 verses, it is spoken by a narrator who painfully discovers the unreality of his ideas of women. The verses unfold the disillusionment of passionate, married love, giving place to discord, jealousy, and intense unhappiness, ending in the separation and wreck of two ill assorted lives, and the death by poison of the wife, the madam who has given way to the narrator's mistress, the lady. The sequence only obliquely registers Meredith's own unhappy experience in his first marriage. The poems are extensive meditations on the imaginative and ethical implications of Darwinian evolution. The Monk, a Gothic novel by Matthew Lewis, published in 1796. Ambrosio, the worthy superior of the Capuchins of Madrid, falls to the temptations of Matilda, a diabolical wanton who, disguised as a boy, has entered his monastery as a novice. Now, utterly depraved, Ambrosio, less after one of his penitents, pursues the girl with the help of magic and murder, rapes and finally kills her in an effort to escape detention. She is revealed to have been his sister. He is discovered, tortured by the Inquisition, and sentenced to death, finally compounding with the devil for escape from burning, only to be hurled by him to destruction and damnation. Although extravagant in its mixture of the supernatural, the terrible, and the indecent, the book contains scenes of great effect. It enjoyed considerable contemporary notoriety. Metonymy, a figure of speech which substitutes a quality or attribute of something for the thing itself, as the fair to mean the fair sex, the deep to mean the deep sea, the bench for the judiciary, or Shakespearean to mean the works of Shakespeare. In such examples, metonymy works by a kind of conventional abbreviation. A closely related figure is that of synecdoche, in which a part is substituted for the whole, per head to mean per person, or a whole is substituted for a part, Pakistan to mean the Pakistani cricket team. The Homeric hymns, a collection of 33 ancient Greek hymns of unknown authorship, addressed to gods such as Demeter, Apollo, Hermes, Aphrodite, and Zeus, and a major source of myths relating to them. They were composed by various poets, not including Homer, from the 8th to the 6th centuries BC. George Chapman included his translation in The Crown of All Homer's Works. P.B. Shelley translated 7 of them and drew on the form for his hymn to intellectual beauty. The Holy State and the Profane State. The Holy State and the Profane State by Thomas Fuller, published in 1642, the most popular of his works during his life, a mixture of character writing, essays, and 30 short biographies. The characters include, for example, the good widow, the good merchant, and the true gentleman. Hollywood novel, a term designating novels set in the American movie capital, which take the film business as their subject. Nathaniel West's The Day of the Locust, published in 1939, is the most famous example. The Waves, a novel by Virginia Woolf, published in 1931 and commonly regarded as the most experimental of her works. It traces the lives of a group of friends, Bernard, Susan, Louis, Rhoda, Neville, and Ginny, from infancy to late middle age, evoking their personalities through their reflections on themselves, on one another, and on their friend Percival, a largely absent colonial administrator. The characters are presented through successive brief monologues. Though the friends gather together on several occasions, they rarely respond directly to each other's words. Louis and Rhoda are the exceptions. Their individuality as characters emerges through their divergent lives and through recurring concerns, phrases, and images. There are lyrical prose interludes between episodes which describe the rise and fall of the sun over a seascape. Though the characters' lives are uneventful, the death of Percival and the rhythms of separation and reunion throughout provide the occasion for reflections on the mortality both of individuals and of the group as a unit, and on the forms taken by friendship and love. The Way of the World, a comedy by William Congreve, produced in 1700, in which Mirabell eventually wins the hand of Millamant, niece of the wealthy Lady Wishfort, who had wanted Millamant to marry her boisterous and good-natured country nephew, Sir Wilful Wheatwood. The plot is extremely complicated. The dialogue is brilliant, and Mirabell's undisguised materialism, together with Millamant's insistence on retaining her freedom after marriage, give the play exceptional sophistication. The Wrongs of Woman, or Maria, a fiction by Mary Wollstonecraft, published posthumously in 1798. The semi-autobiographical narrative tells of Maria, who flees to France with her infant daughter to escape her dissolute husband, but is intercepted, en route, and confined on his instruction in a madhouse. Here she falls in love with fellow prisoner Darnford and bonds with her female genitor, also a victim of patriarchy. The fiction is a revolutionary defense of a woman's right to assert her sexuality. The Watchman, a political and literary journal of 10 issues only, produced by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The journal was pacifist and opposed the Tory government of William Pitt and included literary contributions from, among others, Thomas Lowell Beddoes and Thomas Poole. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please share and subscribe.